Hello, how you doing everyone? Yesterday, Juan introduced us to 10 exciting Switch games coming out this week, and tomorrow Jordan will tempt us with the physical releases dropping as well. I'm James Amera, and today is the respite in between. Yes, we are back uncovering the very best eShop Switch sales that are worth picking up across the UK, EU, and US eShops that won't bust your wallet unless, of course, you go crazy and buy a bunch, as I always find myself doing. Be sure to let us know your pick of the week in the comments, as each week we pick someone to win a $10 eShop voucher. We will announce last week's winner later on. Right, let's jump in and find these bargains. Kicking things off with my pick of the week, Axiom Verge is a fantastic Metroidvania game where you play as a scientist in an ancient and high-tech world. It is a mysterious journey, but the game shines in its amazing level design and spectacular boss fights. There are over 60 items and power-ups to collect throughout the game. Learning what weapons and setups to use for puzzles and epic battles is all part of the fun. The developer, Thomas Happ, just did an amazing job creating an experience so good that you can genuinely want to 100% it. It can be a bit of a challenge at times, but it never feels unfair. Truly an amazing game from start to finish. Juan, Jordan, what are your picks this week?
Thanks very much, James. This week I have gone for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. It's a game that you can easily put 100 hours into and still not see all of the monsters here. Sure, a little bit rough around the edges and the menus can be a bit of a pain to use, but it's super fun joining up with 3 of your mates locally, each with their own Switch, and going on to hunt these beasts. There are 14 different weapon types which you can mix and match with unique hunting styles. There's a large cast of monsters here from the series, from returning favourites to ones which have not been seen before. Either way, online or locally, you're going to have a great time playing with friends or family, and at this price with 60% off, it's an absolute bargain. There are some great games this week though, so you're going to be spoilt for choice. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
Hey everyone, Jordan here with my pick of the week. This week I'm going for an underrated Capcom release on the Switch. Everyone talks about OKAMI, Resident Evil, Mega Man on the Switch, but how about Onimusha, a classic PS2 game revived on the Switch in HD with some nice bells and whistles to go along with it. It's currently 50% off, now just $7.99 in the UK and $9.99 in Europe. Sadly, it's not on sale in the US, but it was a few weeks ago. I guess Europe is just catching up. Anyways, I think that's the perfect price for a game that's on the short end, but one well worth a couple of playthroughs for sure. Anyways, that's my pick of the week. Is this anyone else's? Let us know.
Fantastic picks there, guys, and another fantastic game for you. OKAMI HD is a stunning masterpiece, and this version on the Nintendo Switch is superb, making great use of HD Rumble. This is art in the form of a game without detracting from the superb Zelda-like gameplay. One of the top games out there, and it's worth buying at full price. With such a healthy discount, it really is a no-brainer. Everyone should experience this one, and I imagine that everyone will enjoy it just as much as we did. The Phoenix Wright Trilogy is an all-time classic. A couple of weeks back it was on sale in the US, and now it's on sale in the EU and UK. With 50% off, it's a crazy price for how much quality you're getting here. 60 hours of excellent story, memorable characters, humours, and puzzle solving. These 3 games have it all, and I absolutely love them. I reviewed this indie title a while back and loved the sci-fi Chrono Trigger inspired RPG gameplay. It oozes personality and has lots of decent mechanics. The audio and visuals are superb retro in my opinion. The cutscenes remind me of Blade Runner, which cannot be a bad thing. At less than the cost of a coffee, you really cannot go wrong. This is a big sale and a great game to enjoy. Mega Man 11 is platforming at its best. Fantastic controls and a classic layout where you tackle 8 tough levels, each guarded by a robot master at the end. They ditched the attempts of Mega Man 10 to make the story center stage and instead returned to what we love about Mega Man: frantic, fast-paced action and risk around every corner. 50% off makes this a steal. Ashen is a wonderful Dark Souls inspired title that evokes that same feeling you get when you first booted up Dark Souls, but has its own style and story. The graphics are superb, combining simplicity and detail in a brilliant way. The soundtrack is spot on as well, with gloomy, expanding tracks. Unlike most similar games, there is a sense of partnership and community, and indeed this is a joy to play in co-op. You'll be accompanied by a companion who is very useful. The lore, lands and style are all great. but combat is where this game shines. The AI is excellent and the controls are sharp. You really cannot go wrong picking this one up. Reduced by 90% across all regions, Hard West is worth buying purely on price. But on top of that, it is actually a very good turn-based tactical game, which we really enjoyed here at SwitchWatch. It was a tad expensive at the time, but if you love Western games with a twist, then check this out. Here we have Western legends, demons, arcane rituals, and even satanic cults, but the combat and story is enough to get you invested into the game and its lore. At just $2, it is really a fantastic bargain. Night Trap caused a stir when it first came out. It was a time when video games had begun to have graphics that could show some gore and were becoming commonplace in households throughout the West. Night Trap got caught up in this as a game that isn't too violent actually, but consists of video clips, some scary moments, and some mild flesh on show. Fast forward and it has been rebuilt from the ground up using the original footage. It's a short game, but a great look back at the F&V genre. With 80% off, it's a solid time to pick this up. Saturday Morning RPG is a quirky JRPG that is inspired by Saturday morning cartoons from yesteryear, hence the title. It looks terrible in a nostalgic memory lane way and is full of evil plots and high school bullies. It's not so much a deep RPG as a tale with RPG systems, one to have a laugh along the way with. At this price you can enjoy it on a Saturday morning with a few hours to kill. I reviewed this one and I'd have to say I did enjoy it. The Way is a cinematic platforming adventure game originally released from Puzzling Dream. It was released a while back on Steam, but thanks to Sonka, it's been remastered and published on the Nintendo Switch, with an aim to hark back to the classic games such as Flashback and Another World with modern integrations. We did experience some bugs when it first came out, but the team have made some fixes, and at 93% off, now is a great time to buy. The Inner World is a whimsical point-and-click adventure with a Rick and Morty look and feel. The game has some tough challenges, and to progress you will need to talk to every character in order to solve these, or often revert to the game's decent hint system. There are many choices on the Switch for this genre now, and this is decent, but it isn't the finest. 75% of course makes it worth looking at. Ghost 1.0 is a futuristic Metroidvania game with tight controls and some nice mechanics. The game's difficulty ramps up well throughout the game. The tough thing for this one is the market for Metroidvania games is crowded with so many superb games. 60% off makes this worth looking at and picking up. It does have a little bit of a unique vibe to it and we would recommend it, especially at this price. This is a brilliant package of two action-adventure games that stand out for their heavy metal tunes, classic Castlevania looks, and difficulty. Thrown together into one package with 60% off, this is a wonderful bargain. It's worth noting that the games are still separated. This is a bundle of two individual titles and you cannot go wrong here. The Dragon Ball world is epic and full of lore, great characters and epic moments, and XENOVERSE 2 aims to cram all of that into an open world fighter akin to an MMORPG, but with more of a focus on combat. If that sounds exciting, that is because it is. The game is huge and the ability to take your own created characters into this world is enticing. The port to the Switch is decent and the visuals still look great, a bargain at 80% off. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 is now at its lowest ever price in the US. This is a Musou style game like the Dynasty Warriors series, but set in the vast One Piece universe, hack and slash goodness that really does its source material justice. If you're looking for a laid back time pounding hordes of enemies with your favourite One Piece characters, then look no further. For an oldish port, its standard eShop price was very high, but now at 75% off, it's a great time to pounce on this one. Donut County is a neat little game which we enjoyed very much and certainly does not outstay its welcome. Here we have a story about BK the raccoon, who is one of many raccoons that have taken over Donut County with remote controlled trash stealing holes. Why do they do this? Well, it is to earn prizes, of course. One day, a BK falls into one of his own holes and is confronted by his friends. They demand to know what the crack is. If you like physics games, then this one is for you. It also has a bit of puzzle thrown in for good measure as well as exploration. This is a great little game to play and can be completed in an afternoon. And there you have a bunch of eShop games worth considering. What is your pick of the week? Let us know down below. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Tomorrow we'll be back with our physical roundup. In the meantime, congratulations to Sean Savage, this week's winner. Please email us and we will get you that voucher. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If it's your first time here and you did enjoy this video, then we'd love to have you come back. Please do consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so that you get videos like this one dropped into your inbox. Take care everyone and we'll see you again again tomorrow.